Welcome to Grand Prix, your go-to channel for the fastest updates in Formula One. We've got 3 hot stories for you, so make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell to stay ahead of the pack. Let's get started.
Hello friends, and welcome back. The 2025 Formula One World Championship has a new man at the top. Yes, that's right, Lando Norris is the new leader of the drivers' standings, and now he heads to Brazil with the weight of the world on his shoulders. He is already counting down to the decisive São Paulo Grand Prix, which promises to set the Interlagos circuit alight this week, running from November 7th to 9th. It was a grueling and electrifying back-to-back in the Americas. Following the races in the United States and Mexico, Norris achieved what many thought was becoming unlikely. He finally surpassed his teammate, Oscar Piastri, to take the championship lead. But the situation could not be more tense. His advantage is just a single point. It is a margin that allows for no errors, no hesitation. Now, as he arrives in Brazil, the British driver's focus is total and absolute. He has a very clear objective: to take full advantage of the weekend's format, which includes the sprint race on Saturday. When commenting on the upcoming GP, Norris was full of praise for the event. He explained that the race in São Paulo is, in his words, always a fun event. He highlighted that he greatly enjoys the atmosphere and the challenge of driving the anti-clockwise Interlagos circuit, a track that historically produces unpredictable and action-packed races. Norris knows that Interlagos is a golden opportunity. With the sprint race on Saturday, the chances to score points are significantly increased. In a fight this close, especially against his own teammate, having 2 races, the sprint and the main Grand Prix on Sunday, means 2 chances to score vital points. He himself described it as extremely important to secure a good result on Saturday to try and build a small buffer before the main event. And don't think for a second he took a break after Mexico. Norris reported that immediately following the exhaustive doubleheader in Austin and Mexico City, he flew directly back to England to the McLaren headquarters. There, he locked himself in with his engineers, meticulously reviewing everything that happened in the last 2 rounds, analyzing terabytes of data and telemetry. More than that, he spent countless hours in the team's state-of-the-art simulator, preparing specifically for every corner, every curb, and every overtaking spot at Interlagos. The result of all this preparation? According to Norris himself, he feels good, confident, and ready to get back on track for what is perhaps the most decisive weekend of his career so far. The objective could not be clearer. He must, at all costs, maintain the championship lead. But more than just maintaining it, the plan is to extend his advantage in the World Championship and put the psychological pressure back on Piastri. And let's not forget Max Verstappen, who is still very much in the hunt. So, as you can see, Lando Norris is taking this preparation for the São Paulo Grand Prix incredibly seriously. He knows the lead is fragile and that hard work is the only way forward.
Hey friends, how's it going? Big question today. Is McLaren sabotaging Oscar Piastri's car, or has the Australian simply lost his confidence? Both the driver and the team have spoken out about what's been happening in recent races, which ultimately cost Piastri the championship lead for the first time since April. Let's break it all down. And of course, a video this complete deserves your subscription. We're entering the decisive stretch of the season, heading toward the Brazilian Grand Prix, and you don't want to miss any of the action. So make sure you're subscribed, notifications on, and drop a like. That way YouTube alerts you whenever a new video comes out, always with the very best of Formula One. Now, back to Piastri. The young Australian hasn't been in his best form this season. At the Mexican Grand Prix, he once again suffered from a mysterious lack of pace compared to his teammate Lando Norris, and that poor performance cost him the championship lead. In qualifying, he was more than half a second slower than Norris, only managing P7 on the grid, and that was with help from Carlos Sainz's penalty. This isn't just a one-off. For several races now, Piastri has looked unsettled, making small mistakes and struggling to match Norris's rhythm. And naturally, when that happens, the rumors start flying. Some fans are already speculating that McLaren might be giving preference to Norris, or even, in the more extreme theories, sabotaging Piastri's car. But what's really going on? Piastri himself addressed the situation this week. He admitted he initially wondered if there might be lingering damage from the United States GP, where the bumpy track made the car bottom out badly. But after a detailed analysis with the team, they found no signs of mechanical failure. Team principal Andrea Stella was very clear. There is nothing wrong with the car. Instead, Stella pointed to driving style and track conditions. He explained that Norris excels in situations with low grip and sliding tires, exactly what we saw in Austin and Mexico, while Piastri shines on high grip circuits where his precise style works best. Stella reminded everyone that this is still only Piastri's third season in Formula One, and that ups and downs like this are part of his development curve. During practice sessions, engineer Tom Stollard noticed that Norris was gaining significant time in the heavy braking zones, especially at turns 1 and 12. Piastri tried to adapt, braking later and stretching his deceleration to match Norris's approach, but that adjustment cost him speed in other areas, particularly the fast-flowing sections and the stadium sector. In other words, the gap wasn't about equipment, but about adapting to conditions. Piastri reinforced this message in his own words. He admitted in the last 2 races he hasn't been able to use his natural style of driving. Instead, he's been forced to tweak things, which left him less comfortable behind the wheel. But he was adamant. He hasn't lost confidence or ability. It's just a matter of adjustment, and he believes that analyzing these experiences will make him stronger for the upcoming rounds. He also pushed back firmly on the idea that McLaren has been favoring Norris. According to Piastri, the cars haven't changed in weeks, and his dip in performance has nothing to do with the machinery. It's about adapting to the unique challenges of recent circuits. Looking ahead, Stella is confident Piastri will bounce back quickly, pointing to Interlagos as a track more suited to his strengths. The team expects him to use the Mexican Grand Prix as a learning experience and return to fighting at the front. Still, the reality is harsh. The championship lead is gone, and if Piastri doesn't recover fast, Norris or even Verstappen could take full advantage. The next few races will be crucial to prove whether this is just a temporary slump or a real turning point in the title battle. So now I turn it over to you. Do you think McLaren has truly been fair with both drivers, or is there an internal push to make Norris the clear number 1? And most importantly, can Piastri recover in time to still fight for the title? Drop your thoughts in the comments below.
What's up, my friends? Let's talk a little bit about the 2025 season title fight, which currently involves Lando Norris, Oscar Piastri, and Max Verstappen. And at this Brazilian GP, our home GP this week, another important step could be taken by one of the sides. And the person who commented on this subject was Lando Norris, the current championship leader. Speaking specifically about Max Verstappen and the Red Bull driver's reaction, he made it clear that at this moment, there is nothing the team can do to stop the Dutchman's advance. With 4 rounds remaining and 116 points still in play, Norris leads the championship by only 1 point over Oscar Piastri. The victory in Mexico City put the Briton ahead of his teammate, but it also exposed Verstappen's surge. The reigning champion has managed to cut his deficit to Norris in half. After the Dutch GP, he was 70 points behind, and now he is only 36 points back. And among the 3 drivers in the title fight, Norris, Piastri, and Verstappen, the Dutchman is the only one with experience in direct head-to-head title disputes. Norris had briefly challenged Verstappen in 2024, but admitted he didn't have enough strength to sustain that fight. Speaking about the current situation, he stressed that Verstappen's recent performance is no surprise. He says Verstappen has been fast all year, has accumulated poles, and has shown that when the car improves, he seizes the opportunity and recovers ground. The Briton said he has been doing a good job, but he recognizes that his rival's surge was expected. Even so, Norris affirms that this doesn't change his approach for the Brazilian GP. He guarantees that every weekend he aims to win, and that this is the strategy he will follow until the end of the season. So, Norris is worried about Verstappen and saying there's nothing they can do to hold back the Red Bull driver. But I want to know from you, do you agree with him? Is Verstappen really the favorite if his car cooperates in this final stretch of the season?